All right, here we go, guys. It's Tuesday. We're going to do the same thing as yesterday. We're going to do two different types. This one, we have n divided by 2, so we multiply on both sides. And then we'll also be doing this type, which will be every other one. This is -2 times x, which means we would divide by the -2. So let's get started on the first one. Here's number 1. What we have here, we can separate our problem. We're going to focus on the side that has the variable, so we're going to forget about that -5 when looking here. This is n divided by 2, or we can say 1/2 n. So we can use its reciprocal, which is 2/1. And if we do that on this side, we're going to do that on this side. And then we can go ahead and change this into a fraction too. And the reason we do this is tomorrow we're dealing with fractions, and you're going to really understand why we're doing this. So we know the 2's, they cross cancel, the 1's, they cross cancel, we're left with n. And on this side, it's 2 times -5, which is -10, and then you multiply the denominators, 1 times 1, which is 1. Well, guys, honestly, the way that I taught you guys last year to do it was just to multiply by 2 on both sides, but since we're going to be dealing with fractions, I wanted to teach you the inverse method. So technically, what could you do? You can multiply both sides by 2, and you would come out with -10. All right, so let's look at this one. This one is, we'll separate it. We'll look at the side with the x. That's this one, the variable. So we have -2, and since there's not a plus, there's not a minus, there isn't a line. So this is multiplication. There's kind of technically a dot right there, meaning -2 times x. The opposite of times is divide. So we put that line because that means division. That's what it looks like. That stuff up there, this stuff down here, that stuff up there, this stuff down here. That's why a division symbol is set up the way that it is. It's a fraction. If we do it on this side, we must do it on the other side. So our -2's then, -2 divided by -2 is 1. 1 times x is just x. They, for lack of a better term, they disappear, they cancel. And then 4 divided by -2 is -2, and that's our answer. Make sure you're getting those down because you need to have them on your paper when you turn it in to me online. All right, let's look at number 3. Once again, we're going to draw that line. We're going to separate our problem from one side to the other. We're going to look on the side that has the variable. Now, this time it happens to be the left side. The variable is here. This is -4 times n. The opposite of times is divide, so we put the line for division, and we divide by the exact number. So don't switch the sign. Don't put +4 down here. We don't want -n. Because -4 divided by -4 is 1. 1 times n is n. If you put +4 down here, or +4, you would end up with -1, and -1 times n is -n. We don't want -n. All right, if we divide by -4 on that side, we divide by -4 on that side. Circle it up. -16 divided by -4 is 4. All right, and back to the fraction part here. We can put that 1 up there because we know it's 1/5. And again, we don't know, we're dealing with this number. So we do the reciprocal of the 5, which is 5/1, because this is 1/5. We flip it over. Well, if we do 5/1 here, we're going to do 5/1 here, and just put the 1. So the 5's, they go across. So we call that cross canceling. So it's B. Separate our line. And then 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. That's just 10. Because 10 divided by 1 is 10. Yes, could you just multiply by 5 on both sides? You can, since the other side is not a fraction. And the top doesn't have a number. Because believe it or not, you're going to have some that might look like this, 2/5 x. And if you want to get rid of 2/5 x, you have to multiply it by 5/2. Because then the 5's cross cancel, the 2's cross cancel. But that's going to change what it looks like on the other side. Because if I would have changed that here like that, we would have had 10/2, which equals 5, because 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that's what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow, and don't worry yourself about it now. All right, guys, till tomorrow when we do fractions. Have a good one. Bye.